On the 25th of October 1990, a Russian version of the American Wheel of Fortune was launched on Russian television. The original format was rejected for sale, so changes had to be made to the concept. Vladislav Listiev became the first host of the Russian Wheel of Fortune. The program became super popular in Russia, and soon Listiev made a meteoric career, quickly becoming the head of the entire television channel. However, the host's microphone passed to another person. But 5 years after the launch of the Russian counterpart of the Wheel of Fortune, Fortune herself turned away from Listiev, and he was killed in the entrance of his own house. The Wheel of Fortune continues to spin on Russian TV to this day, and Listiev's killers have never been found. Hello, Wanderer. Welcome to the world of capricious fortune and tarot cards. The first owners of fortune-telling cards were condottieri, private army owners. Naturally, they were well aware of the blind luck on the battlefield. Not surprisingly, on the Wheel of Fortune card of the Visconti-Sforza deck, we see the goddess of luck herself with blindfolded eyes at the center of the composition. The plot about the wheel of the capricious goddess of fate, who spins it in one direction or another, elevating some and throwing others off the pedestal, was known even in ancient Babylon. In the Middle Ages, it became even more popular. The Wheel of Fortune's feet is unusual. It is the zodiac circle. That is, it refers to the circle of time that brings fortune to some and misfortune to others, changing from year to year. On Arthur Edward Waite's Wheel of Fortune card, there is no goddess of luck, but there are many other unusual creatures.
In the corners of the card, we see the tetramorph symbol, a winged lion, bull, eagle, and human. These are the keepers of secret knowledge from the book of Ezekiel in the Old Testament. They also symbolize the four evangelists, the authors of the four canonical Gospels. Hence, we see them with books. On the actual Wheel of Fortune, there are several figures. At the top is the classical Egyptian Sphinx, a creature with a lion's body and a pharaoh's head. Freemasons often use the image of the Sphinx, considering it a guardian of the temple. That's why the Sphinx holds a sword in its paws. Following from the wheel to the left is the Egyptian chaos god Set, in the form of a snake, and to the right is Anubis, the ancient Egyptian guide to the world of the dead. The circumference of the wheel reads clockwise in Latin as tarot. If read from the letter R, rota, meaning wheel, counterclockwise, it reads Torah, meaning law. But there is also a tetragram in ancient Hebrew, meaning divine providence within. Alchemy signs are strung on the wheel's spokes: salt, sulfur, mercury, and water.
Aleister Crowley's Wheel of Fortune tarot card is similar in many ways, but there are also differences.
On the left, we see Hermanubis, a composite god who combined Hermes and Anubis, appearing in Egypt during the Roman Empire. Here, he looks like a monkey, although in Egyptian cults, like Anubis, he had a jackal's head. On the right is Typhon, a creature causing volcanic eruptions and typhoons. Typhon could not even be killed by Zeus. To defeat the monster, Zeus crushed him with a mountain. At the top of the card, we see the celestial vault with stars and lightning.
In Buddhism, there is a concept reminiscent of the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Life or Bhavacakra. In the center of the Bhavacakra are a pig, a snake, and a bird. They symbolize the three poisons: ignorance, aversion, and attachment. What prevents us from breaking free into nirvana? The second layer of the wheel represents the embodiment of karma. At the top of the semicircle are contented people. At the bottom are people in miserable conditions. And finally, the third layer, 6 realms of samsara. The realm of gods, the realm of demigods, the human realm, the animal realm, the realm of hungry ghosts, and the realm of hell. Like on the Wheel of Fortune, souls are reborn in this wheel, following their good or corrupted karma. And, lastly, the story of a man for whom it's hard to say whether he was too lucky or unlucky. Nagasaki resident Tsutomu Yamaguchi was on a business trip in Hiroshima when the United States dropped an atomic bomb on the city on August 6, 1945. On August 9, 1945, Yamaguchi returned to Nagasaki, and on that day, the second atomic bombing occurred. He not only survived both atomic bombings but also lived to be 93. And with that, my story has come to an end, Wanderer. May fortune favor you in your journeys into the world of tarot.